Welcome to another informative episode of Housing Development this morning. Thanks for keeping a date. As always, I am your housing diva, Flora Annie. The role that housing plays in the social and economic development of any country cannot be underestimated. Interventions in housing by government are widely acknowledged as one of the ways by which the social aspect of the life of the citizenry can be impacted, especially through mass housing, otherwise called social housing. But the big question is, what is the core role of government in housing provision? How can the government improve social housing delivery for low-income Nigerians? How visible is the 2 million naira houses proposed by the federal government for Nigerians? How about the mortgage foreclosure law yet to be adopted and passed in several states? What effect will all this have in provision of affordable housing to low-income Nigerians? Stay tuned as we discuss these and more on the program. Let's start by bringing you major headlines that made rounds during the week. I'll be back shortly.
Association of Housing Corporations of Nigeria, AHCN, has brought to the fore the sorry state of the nation's housing, indicting the federal and state government's housing policies. According to them, both the federal and state governments have done very little over the years to respond to social housing and address increasing deficits. The AHCN president, Dr. Victor Onukwa, says it is worrisome that efforts put in place over the years to address these deficits have not really yielded notable and anticipated results. The association reiterated call for the establishment and creation of a special development fund under the Central Bank of Nigeria (CBN) for the state's housing corporations and Federal Housing Authority (FHA) for rental and affordable mass housing provision. They also called on government to create an enabling environment for the development and promotion of real estate investment trust market to build off-takers base to attract investors and fund to the housing and construction sector, and in the process, stimulate mortgage market. The Northeast Development Commission (NEDC) recently said 500,000 structures, including houses and commercial premises, were destroyed by Boko Haram in the region. Managing Director of NEDC, Mohammed Al-Kali, revealed this in Gombe while laying the foundation for 500 units of houses by NEDC in the state. He stated that the mandate of the commission included rehabilitation and reconstruction of destroyed homes and commercial premises of citizens in the region. Meanwhile, Al-Kali said Borno State, being the epicenter of the crisis, is worst affected with the largest number of internally displaced persons. The Nigerian Building and Road Research Institute, in partnership with HydraForm Nigeria, has constructed a 2-bedroom lodge for corps members at Model Girls Junior Secondary School in Amak Estate, Lugbe, Abuja, using local raw materials at an estimated cost of 3.2 million naira. Speaking at the official handing over ceremony of the structure to the management of the school recently, the Minister of Science, Technology and Innovation, Dr. Ogbonnaya Onu, represented by the Permanent Secretary of the Ministry, Mr. Edet Sunday Agban, said the ministry would support all stakeholders committed to improving on what they had to offer. The group chairman of HydraForm, Abdul Hakim Huthman, said the company collaborated with NIBRI to erect the structure in a bid to support the economic program of the government. The Director General of NIBRI, Professor Samson Duna, who was represented by the Director Administration and Personnel, Mrs. Ifoma Iloma, called for more collaboration with HydraForm in order to provide more shelter for Nigerians at affordable costs. And on the foreign scene, the UK Prime Minister Boris Johnson seemed to have done a U-turn on his controversial once-in-a-generation reforms on Britain's house building plan announced in August 2020. The outcome of the policy will have implications both for Britain's housing market and possibly the Tories' political fortunes. Successive British governments for years have pledged to address the housing problem, principally by building more homes. The implicit assumption was that a crisis in affordability that leaves so many priced out of the housing market, one of Europe's most expensive, stems largely from a shortage of supply.
For more information on housing, finance and construction news, visit www.africanhousingnews.com. Moving on, how can the government improve social housing delivery for Nigerians? What role can the National Assembly members play to boost housing development in the country? Let's watch this housing expert as they task both the state governors and the National Assembly members to be housing friendly.
Over the last 5 years, Nigeria has made a huge leap in terms of institutional interventions for housing, but there is a lot more that needs to be done. As a result, the Vice President of Nigeria, Professor Yemi Osinbajo, says Nigerians will secure houses worked by the Nigerian government for as low as 2 million naira. Reacting to this recently over a Zoom interactive section with Housing Development, Jide Odusholu, CEO of Up to 5 Holdings, says building a 2 million naira house that is livable is not visible in present-day Nigeria. He also called on the government to create an enabling and conducive environment for real estate to thrive.
You cannot deliver a serviced, livable community for 2 million naira in Nigeria of today. It's not possible. Create a fiscal environment that is friendly to investing developers. When I say investing developers, any developer who has developed or is developing a minimum of 100 to 200 homes, especially in targeted areas that you feel you want to see grow, give them fiscal incentives.
For Professor Charles Iyangete, on his part, tasked the National Assembly members to play a key role in ensuring we have policies that addresses affordable housing in Nigeria.
The Assembly needs to play a key role in ensuring we have a policy that addresses housing. When I mean a policy, I mean a national policy that addresses housing. At the moment, we tend to want to address housing from a large project perspective. If I'm a first-time homeowner, I cannot put my finger on a policy on housing that really cares for me. And it is that first entry, giving that step into the ladder of home ownership that is so crucial. So we need a policy, and the Assembly can do a lot in ensuring that that comes to pass.
Ezekiel Ojo, Managing Director, Shelter Origin, also charged the National Assembly members to leave a positive legacy that they will be remembered for.
If I happen to meet the National Assembly people, I will tell them to formulate a policy, let them legislate it, and let it be part of what they are leaving behind as legacy on housing, that every state or each state every year must produce a certain number of houses that is depending on their needs. And it should be something that is sustainable.
Roland Igbinoba, founder, Peace and Housing Company, speaking, also tasked states to pass the model mortgage foreclosure law to enhance housing development.
Without a proper investment climate, you cannot do housing or housing finance transactions. And what the foreclosure law is doing is giving investors confidence. And I think that more states need to pass that bill just to create an investment-friendly environment.
It is pertinent to ensure the availability of affordable housing by giving a better commitment and attention to the delivery of housing facilities that are affordable and accessible to Nigerians, especially those within the no-income, low-income, and lower medium income groups.
Hello guys, my name is Chief Femi Branch, as you all know. Okay, so y'all keep watching Housing Development on AIT.
Housing experts there charging the National Assembly members and the state governors to be housing friendly. One area of concern there also is the issue of foreclosure law, as spoken by Roland Ibinoba. Some of the merits of the mortgage and foreclosure law include creating an enabling environment for states to provide affordable housing for their citizens by de-risking the housing and mortgage sector and unlocking its potential for economic growth. It would also serve as an enabler for ease of doing business index, as the state will improve, and this will in turn further improve the business case for new investment in housing and catalyze access to finance for citizens of the states. We shall discuss more on the foreclosure law in our subsequent edition. I'll be back in a moment.
What if I told you you could find paradise in the Niger Delta? What if I told you you could find real estate that you desire that is world-class in the Niger Delta? And I tell you, look no further, the Plantation City Estate Development by Delta Megatrends Nigeria Limited is just what you need. They've got a well-structured and smart building plans, 24 hours uninterrupted power, constant water supply, 24 hours pharmacy, a bank, a shopping mall, lounges, well-secured entrance, automated gate, access road, police station, well-paved roads, street light, fantastic green areas, green ambience, park for adults and children, and a good spot for customer service support. And it's just amazing that all of this is happening in the Niger Delta in Otokutu Warri Delta State, where you have instantly about 18% return on investment for every property you buy. Hurry today and be part of the paradise going on in the Niger Delta by calling these numbers 0802-808-8144 or visit www.deltamegatrend.ng. Plantation City, your dream city in nature.
Welcome back. You're watching Housing Development. In what ways can the government help the average Nigerian to become a homeowner? What are the thoughts of Nigerians on housing? How can they conveniently become homeowners? Well, let's find out on Voices on the Streets.
Well, for me, I feel that government should consider building and try to find a way to break down the rent into maybe every particular, maybe every 3 months, every 4 months, every 6 months, and then tell the occupants to pay a particular amount of money instead of having to have private companies building and then telling you to pay 9 million, 10 million, 15 million to buy the entire building. So I feel that if government can actually step into it and then just decide to, build an affordable home and then spill it over based on the capacity of the occupants, then that will solve a lot of problems.
If I may answer you direct, I don't have anything in mind because we are not truthful to any cause in Nigeria. The reason being that even if the government initiates these projects, it will not get to the people who are supposed to be the ones that benefit from it. And the way we live is what for myself and my family alone. So with that, even if the projects are completed, definitely the beneficiaries cannot get. And even if they're supposed to give it out, it will be those that saves them. That is my own thoughts about this.
To me, what the government should do more, first of all, to create more awareness to the general public. The awareness isn't enough as far as I'm concerned. And to create more policies What I mean by policies, if more mortgage banks could be created, most especially with that is interest-free loans. You understand? That will attract more customers. I mean, more of the general public. Interest-free loans. You understand? Or mortgage avenues. I think that will be more appropriate as far as I'm concerned.
There was a time the President Buhari himself cited Saudi Arabia as an example how Nigeria should emulate. I understand that Saudi Arabia, they have the housing program for their citizens, of which if the houses are not given freely to the public, an average citizen supposed to be able to pay money to the extent that within a particular year you'll be able to cover the money. Housing project is not an issue that federal government will just build and say we want to recover the money in 2 years or 3 years. So it is a program that they're supposed to spread along the years, so that even a particular person could not be able to finish paying it. His next of kin will continue to pay it, being the person that will inherit such a property. That is my own expectation from the government. There is nothing government can give to their citizens other than to give them affordable shelter and make sure that food is available to everybody's table.
Housing is one of the essentials of human. It's a way of providing shelter for the people. And so as a responsible government, all they are supposed to do is, to the best of my opinion, is develop these houses and let the low-income earners occupy it and be deducting this money from their salary in installment. And by so doing, I believe this problem of housing in Abuja, I know it's not only related to Abuja, but especially in Abuja, will be curtailed.
My name is Andrew Chimponda, the Group Chief Executive and Managing Director of Shelter Afrique. I strongly endorse the housing program and housing show, and I think you should keep watching it. Thank you.
Voices on the street there, Nigerians expressing their thoughts on housing affordability. Let's go for a short break. I'll be back.
Keep a date with Housing Development Program every week on AIT. Housing Development is the first and pioneer housing program in Nigeria and by extension, Africa. It remains the authentic voice of the Nigerian housing and construction industry. Housing Development is the only credible and specialized platform for seasoned professionals in the build industry, where quality and credible players in the real estate sector meet to interact, showcase, and analyze government policies. It is no doubt that hundreds of thousands of prospective Nigerians who desire to own their personal properties have done so through the assistance of Housing Development Program in the last 10 years. If you are a stakeholder in the build industry, here is where you must be. We are authentic, credible, and supported by all the leading professionals in the build industry. Housing Development on AIT.
Nigeria's most prestigious and most credible housing awards is set to hold on the 8th of December 2021. It is an annual event that celebrates the success of firms, individuals, teams, and companies who are setting trends in innovative construction, consistency in high industry standards in the housing and construction industry. The African Housing Awards is all about the recognition and promotion of excellence, hard work and determination. The award, which is set up to promote excellence in the real estate sector, has more than 35 winners in the different award categories. It is time to recognize and celebrate the game changers in the sector. Here is a quick one from the organizers of Africa Housing Awards.
It is time to celebrate excellence in the housing and construction industry. Who deserves a special recognition for excellence? Here are the categories. President of Professional Bodies, Nigeria Housing Person of the Year, Housing Friendly Governor of the Year, Affordable Housing Person of the Year, CEO of Real Estate Company of the Year, Mortgage Bank of the Year, Cement Company of the Year, Housing Finance Personality of the Year, Affordable Housing Project of the Year, Commissioner for Housing of the Year, Best NGO in Housing Sector of the Year, Real Estate Developer of the Year, Smart City Development Company of the Year, Housing Events of the Year, ICT Support for Housing of the Year, CEO Mortgage Bank of the Year, Housing Friendly Legislator of the Year, Best Architectural Design for Housing Project of the Year, Affordable Housing Champion of the Year, Housing Friendly Commercial Bank of the Year, Housing Program of the Year, Housing Friendly TV Station of the Year, Housing Friendly Newspaper of the Year, Housing Reporter of the Year. Let's celebrate the best in our sector. Let's promote excellence in all aspects of the Nigerian housing and construction industry.
And the award goes to
Welcome back. It's time for our Woman Crush Wednesday. Now, our crush for today is an Amazon with over 20 years experience in development finance, housing and economic development. She played a key role in the startup of the Nigerian Mortgage Refinance Company and also a board member at Shelter Afrique. Now, let's find out who this amazing personality is.
Our woman crush this Wednesday is Dr. Mrs. Chi Apoji. She is a wife, a mother, and a real estate refinance expert. She holds a PhD in comparative literature from the University of Nigeria, Nsukka, and an MA in modern Anglo-Irish studies from the University of Ottawa, Ontario, Canada. Chi Apoji is the former director, Policy Corporate Strategy and Partnerships at NMRC. With over 20 years experience in development finance, housing and economic development, and a board member at Shelter Afrique. She was the founding coordinator of the Nigerian Housing Finance Program, which birthed the NMRC. Dr. Apoji was the senior advisor to the former coordinating minister for the economy and the Honorable Minister of Finance of Nigeria, Dr. Mrs. Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala. She served in various capacities at the World Bank Group, such as development consultant on education and health issues for the Africa region between 2003 and 2004. Coordinator on communications and partnerships for Cities Alliance between 2005 to 2012, amongst others. She loves reading, writing, and playing tennis. These amazing qualities are what makes Dr. Mrs. Chi Apoji our woman crush this Wednesday.
You're watching Housing Development. And that is it on today's episode of Housing Development. Thanks for your time. To catch up on all you've missed or to watch previous episodes of the program, do also subscribe to the YouTube channel Housing TV Africa. Do remember to follow us on all our social media handles. I remain Flora Ani, your Housing Diva. See you soon.